Hello Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Capricorn, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. We're going to see how the both of you are currently viewing this relationship and how you guys feel about it and what actions you guys plan on taking each other's direction and are moving forward. So with all that being said, Capricorn, let's get started. How does Capricorn currently view this relationship? All right, Capricorn, let's see. All right, so we do have the Knight of Swords. We do have the Seven of Pentacles. And then we also have the Four of Pentacles. Could be dealing with another Capricorn, possibly a Taurus, maybe even a Gemini. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, Capricorn, this to me kind of feels like an energy of something essentially holding you back. Now, it could have been like a person that has been holding you back for quite some time now, or maybe you've been holding yourself back, from something that, you want to accomplish and or achieve, for yourself. Because I do feel like there's something in particular, Capricorn, that you do want to go off and do, or accomplish and or achieve, but I just kind of feel like something has been essentially holding you back, whether it's just simply yourself holding yourself back, or maybe it's like another person that's essentially holding you back. But whatever this thing was that was essentially holding you back from, like, accomplishing and achieving the things that you want to accomplish and achieve for yourself, or just simply reaching your full potential, kind of looks like you're not allowing it to hold you back anymore, is basically what I'm getting. Okay, how does this person, which I like, how does this person currently view this relationship with Capricorn? All right, let's see what's going on. So we do have the Ace of Swords, we do have the Moon, and then we also have the Six of Swords out here. Could be dealing with an air sign strongly. So a Gemini, Libra, possibly an Aquarius, or a Cancer. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case though. But in regards to how this person is currently viewing this relationship with you, there's somebody within your energy field that is definitely keeping a very close eye on you. It's like this person sees you very determined. It's like the best way I could put it. They see you very, very determined to like accomplish and achieve whatever this thing is that you want to essentially accomplish and achieve for yourself. I am definitely getting that. Initially at first, and don't take this the wrong way, but initially at first, I feel like this person, when they saw you, taking the necessary steps, I guess, towards, accomplishing and achieving whatever this goal is that you want to accomplish and achieve for yourself. I feel like initially at first, this person didn't necessarily think that you would essentially follow through on whatever this thing is, I guess, that you want to accomplish and achieve for yourself. So the fact that you're seeing this entire situation through, you're not allowing anyone or anything to stop you or hold you back anymore. I kind of feel like this person's kind of shocked and surprised. So I don't know, let's just say that for a while you've been wanting to, like, go back to school and get that degree you've always wanted, but life has just been lifing and things just have been getting in the way. Maybe you've been standing in your own way, for example, for quite some time now, to the point where this person over here started to think, you're never going to go back to school. You're never going to get that degree, like blah, 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 right? Well, the fact that you're finally deciding, you know what, that's it. I'm not going to let anything hold me back anymore. I'm not going to let anything stop me from getting that degree. I'm going to go back to school. I'm going to make this happen. The fact that you're doing it and you're taking the necessary steps towards, getting that degree you've always wanted, I just kind of feel like this person's kind of shocked and surprised by it. Now, this person could be like a family member. This person could be a friend. Hell, this could even be like a romantic interest. I mean, this person, I want to see. It's definitely somebody close to you. I am definitely getting that. Somebody who's very, very close to you. How does this person currently feel? I almost want to say somebody else got like a similar message to this, but we have the Justice card. We do have the Emperor, and then we also have the Hangman. Okay. I'm very curious to see how this person actually, feels, because this to me just kind of feels like an energy of how they're basically perceiving you. This person, is definitely looking at you as somebody who's very dead serious about getting that degree, starting that business, getting fit, if that's, what you're, currently doing. Whatever it is that you've been holding yourself back from, or you've been allowing other people to hold, yourself back from. It's becoming a thing of the past. You know, for some of you, this could have a lot to do with, you know, you finally deciding to, like, you know, overcome an addiction. You know, maybe for quite some time now you've been saying, okay, I'm gonna go to rehab, I'm gonna get the help that I need, I'm gonna quit this addiction, but you never did. You know what I mean? And now it looks like you're finally deciding to do it. I just kind of feel like there's somebody within your energy field that just kind of doubted you, is like the best way that I could put it. It's just somebody within your energy field that really did doubt you. I don't know, maybe it's because, like, for a while you've been saying you want to get this degree, but you never bothered to sign up. You know what I mean? To get that degree you've been talking about, that you've been wanting all this time. Or, you know, maybe this is, you know, you just simply wanting us, you know, to start a business, and you've been saying this for years, that you've been wanting to start a business, but you never took the necessary steps to, you know, open that business, causing this person to essentially feel like, you're just talking, you're not going to go off and start that business, you're not going to go off and get that degree, you're not going to go off and get fit, you're not going to go off and do this, that, and the third. But the fact that this person sees how driven you are and how ambitious you are and how serious you actually are, you know, it kind of looks like this person's looking at you like, oh shit, like, you know, Capricorn's dead serious. Like they're very serious. Like they're really determined to get that degree now. They're really determined to, you know, get sober if that's the case. They're really determined, you know, to start that business. How does this person in particular feel about this? Okay, so we do have the Sun, we have the Nine of Pentacles, and then we also have the Hierophant. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Six of Wands, we have the Three of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Chariot, and then we also have the King of Wands. You know, there's a possibility. There's a possibility that this person could have been the one that was essentially holding you back, because they were constantly filling you with, like, you know, doubts, is basically what I'm getting. And here's why I say this, because this person can clearly see that you're taking the necessary steps towards improving your life in some way, shape, or form, whether it be, you know, financially, spiritually, you know, emotionally, you know, physically. Like this person, and to be honest, I feel like you're trying to improve more than just one thing about yourself, is basically what I'm getting. So you could be trying to, like, improve yourself, you know, spiritually speaking, emotionally speaking, mentally speaking, you know, physically speaking, possibly even financially speaking, because I just kind of see you focusing on a variety of different things that you've been wanting to essentially improve about yourself. So here this person is sitting back watching you, you know, grow and evolve as an individual and improve a lot of things about yourself. Meanwhile, there's a lot of things that this person personally doesn't necessarily like about themselves. They're just not doing anything about it, and they haven't been for quite some time now, is basically what I'm gathering. This is that type of person that can start something but not necessarily finish it, is like the best way that I can describe, you know, what it is that I'm seeing here. Why are they like this? I don't know. But I am definitely getting that they have a history of starting something and just simply not seeing it through and or finishing it, is primarily what I'm getting off of this person's energy. I just don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because when things get too challenging and difficult, they want to give up and just say, screw this is too hard. That's a possibility, especially with the Ten of Wands, you know, coming out here. But there's a possibility that the reason why you didn't necessarily go off and start that business is because you were probably surrounding yourself with somebody who's constantly, you know, projecting their own insecurities onto you. You know, that's definitely a possibility, because this person might feel like they're incapable of accomplishing and achieving a lot in this life. They were, you know, they would go as far as to project that on you, like, Capricorn, you're never going to start that business. You're never going to get that degree. You're never going to get fit. You're never going to get sober. You're never going to get this. You're never going to get that. Like, I just kind of feel like this person spent a lot of time projecting their own shit onto you, causing you to possibly believe, like, damn, I'm probably never going to get that degree. Maybe this person's right. Maybe I'm never going to get fit. Maybe this person's right. Maybe I'm never going to get sober. Maybe this person's right. But I think that something's clicking within you, and you're starting to kind of realize that you can accomplish and achieve whatever it is that you want to accomplish and achieve, you know, in this life, you know, as long as you know, stay focused, and as long as you stay disciplined. I mean, yeah, you could accomplish and achieve whatever the hell you want to accomplish and achieve, you know, within this life. Especially, most importantly, you know, once you believe in yourself, you know, then that in itself is going to be a massive game changer for you, because all you have to really do is believe in yourself. If you believe that you can get sober, you're going to get sober. If you believe that, you know, you're capable of getting that degree you've always wanted, you're going to get that fucking degree. If you believe that you're going to get, you know, that business that you've always wanted, you're going to get that damn business. Like, hands down, you're gonna get it. So yeah, I just kind of feel like this individual just doesn't believe, in themselves. They just don't believe in themselves enough to accomplish and achieve the things that they want to essentially accomplish and achieve. Now, here's the thing. As you start to improve yourself and your life and your financial situation and all of these things, right? This person's going to start to essentially feel very threatened by your glow up, very threatened by your success and things of that nature. And because we already know that this person's known for projecting a lot of things onto other people, there's a huge possibility that they might start to project things that they're essentially experiencing on the inside onto you. So there's a possibility, that this person, might go as far as to essentially do that. Like this person might go as far as to tell you, like, I don't even know why you bother to continue to work out. You're going to go right back to, eating junk food all over again. I don't know why you bother, getting this degree. That, you're not going to finish, school, and you're going to go right back to living life the way that you've been living it. Like, I don't know why you even bother trying to get sober. You're going to go right back to drinking all over again, or, doing this, down the third all over again. Like, I am definitely getting that, unfortunately, off of this person. I don't know. This person just kind of comes off to me as somebody who honestly just doesn't want to see you win. I mean, let's just be honest. This person comes off to me as somebody who just doesn't want to see you win. Why? I don't know. Maybe if you win in this life, it's going to make them feel less than, maybe if you win in this life, you're going to basically become a reflection of everything that they essentially want to be. I don't know. It's a possibility. How does Capricorn feel? We have the Page of Swords. We got the Ten of Swords, and then we also have the King of Pentacles out here. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Three of Wands. We got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Three of Cups. Even though this individual in your life is not really like, supportive of you in the ways that you wish that they essentially were, I do feel like you have people around you that are very, very supportive, of you, and, you trying to get this degree, you trying to start that business you've always wanted to start, you trying to essentially get fit, whatever have you. Like, I do feel like you have a really good support system around you. Granted, they may not be your best support system, and from the looks of it, I don't think that they are. This person just kind of comes off to me as somebody who feels way more comfortable you being exactly where you're at, you know what I mean, or where you have been, I'm sorry, in life for quite some time now. So if you are somebody, who, for example, has some type of, addiction, well, this person would rather prefer you continue to have this addiction instead of getting healthy, instead of getting better, instead of getting sober, because if you get better, if you get sober, then that technically means now somehow, some way you're better than them, and they just can't fucking have that. Or, maybe this person just wants you to continue to work the job you've been working at and not go off and get that degree, because, if you go off and get that degree, well, then damn, that means that you're better than them, and they can't have that shit either. So it's like, I don't know, this person just doesn't want to see you do better than them. I'm sorry. They just don't. I'm so sorry. But you may not have, this person's love. You may not have this person's, support. You may not, but there are people around you that do want to see you win. And I think that these are going to be the people that you're going to surround yourself with the most. I am definitely getting that strongly. I do feel like this journey is going to cause you to look at this individual differently, because I think that you were anticipating / expecting for this person to be supportive of you and have your back. And be happy for you. But the reality of the situation is, if you get better, then you're going to become a reflection of everything that this person's not, and they can't have that. Then that means you're going to be better than them, and they just can't fucking have that. So yeah, they rather you go back to, not being sober. They rather, you go back to, working the job you've been working at and not getting the degree that you want to go off and get, because then you're going to be better than them, and they just can't fucking have that, and they just can't handle that on top of that. You see what I mean? But I think that this journey is going to cause you to look at this person differently. I am definitely getting that. I just kind of feel like this person is showing you their true colors, and you're just instantly choosing to essentially believe it, which is a good thing in a way. I mean, it sucks because you wanted this person to have your support. I mean, you wanted this person to be supportive of you in this journey that you're on, but the reality of the situation is that no, they don't. I'm sorry, but they don't really support you in this journey that you're currently on, because then that means you're going to be better than them. And No, they can't have that, you know? So then there's that. What actions? No. This individual over here, I don't know what you're trying to do with your life. It could be that you're trying to get a degree. It could be that you're trying to get fit. It could be that you're trying to start that business you've always wanted to start. It could be you trying to essentially get sober. I mean, it could be a variety of different things. You know what I mean? But this human being over here is going to try their fucking hardest to self-sabotage, this for you. I am definitely getting that strongly. So let's just say, for a perfect example, you have some type of addiction and you're going, to rehab to get the help that you essentially need. Well, when you get out of rehab, they're going to have a cold beer waiting for you. You know what I mean? Or they're going to have something else, which I'm not going to mention, waiting for you. You see what I mean? Like, they're going to try to get you to resort right back to this old version of yourself that you were, because now you're starting to become a reflection of everything that they're not, and they can't fucking have that. They can't have that. They can't have that. Your glow up, your growth, your expansion, your degree, that business you always wanted to start, you getting sober, that just makes this person look bad, and it just makes this person feel less than. You're becoming a reflection of everything that they're not, and they cannot have that. Because if you continue to grow and become successful and get the help that you need and get fit and all of these things, you know what I mean? It's just going to cause them to feel insecure. It's just going to cause them to feel less than. It's just going to cause them to essentially feel like they're not good enough. And nope, they just can't have that happen. So they're going to try to self-sabotage this journey for you. As much as they possibly can, which is unfortunate, because I feel like when it comes down to them and whatever it is that they want to do with their life, let's just say, for example, this person wants to go back to school, hypothetically speaking. You're that type of person that's going to push them and be super supportive and things of that nature. But when it comes down to you, you don't get that in return. No, don't go back to school for what? It's a waste of time. Don't get sober. Come on. Don't get sober. It's a waste of time. Don't get fit. Come on. It's a waste of time. Let's just go eat this on the third together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just don't like I don't like the fact that this person's not being supportive of you. I don't like that. But I also don't like the fact that this person's going to try to self-sabotage, this journey for you. Do I feel like you're going to let them? No, I don't feel like you're going to let them, but I think that you're going to catch on that this person's clearly trying to self-sabotage this moment for you. Okay, so we have, sorry, I make random noises sometimes. I don't know, maybe I was like a DJ in my past life. Something's wrong with me, but I've already accepted that reality. Okay, in regards to how this person plans on moving forward, I just feel like this person misses the old you. The old you that, used to drink a lot, used to do this, down the third a lot. The old you that, just was content working the job that you were working for. The old you that didn't really want to start a business, the old you that didn't really want to get the degree, the old you that didn't really want to get fit and eat healthy. Like, they just basically miss the old you, because the old you makes them comfortable and the new you makes them very, very uncomfortable, and it makes them feel very, very insecure and less than and inadequate. Basically. And this person is going to strive to make sure you go back to this old version of yourself, because if you go back to this old version of yourself, well, then they're going to feel comfortable all over again. They're going to feel comfortable all over again, honey. They're going to feel comfortable all over again. But if you just continue to, get fit, for example, or if you just continue to pursue this degree with all your might, you know what I mean, and start that business you've always wanted to start, damn it, it's just going to make them feel insecure. It's going to make them feel less than. It's going to make this person feel inadequate, and they don't want that. They don't like that feeling, feeling less than or insecure or inadequate. Now, here's my thing. Going back to what I said, because the only reason why they feel this way is because they're not where they personally want to be at, whether it's physically speaking, financially speaking, whatever have you, right? That's the only reason why this person feels insecure. That's the only reason why this person feels less than. That's the only reason why this person feels inadequate. If this person were to take that time to focus on themselves, like you're focusing on yourself, they wouldn't find themselves feeling insecure. They wouldn't find themselves feeling inadequate. They wouldn't find themselves feeling less than. They wouldn't find themselves feeling this way. But because they don't want to put in the work, you know what I mean, to improve the things that they personally don't even like about themselves or where they're at, you know, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, and or even physically, you know what I mean? To see you put in the work and do all these things, yeah, they just don't freaking like it. They don't like it, you know. And the thing is that it is as simple as just them putting in the work, you know what I mean? It's just that simple. It's not that complicated, but I think that it requires a lot of time, energy, and effort, you know. It does. It requires a lot of time, a lot of energy, and a lot of effort. And it's not going to be easy. You know what I mean? It's not going to be easy. But that's the problem, is that I feel like with this person, for whatever reason, when things get challenging and hard, it's like they're very quick to be like, oh, I give up. This is just too much, man. This is just too hard. I can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. And then they just give up. You know what I mean? They just give up. You know what I mean? And see, that's the thing, is that this journey that you're on, it's not fucking easy. It is not easy by any means. It is not easy. It is not a walk in the park. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure as you've been on this journey, you've had your challenging and difficult moments, but you still saw it through no matter what. You know what I mean? You didn't give up on yourself or what you essentially wanted, no matter how challenging and difficult it got. But with this person, it's like they don't have that type of mindset that you do. You know what I mean? They just don't. Like, their whole thing is they'll get really excited off of, like, you know, something that they want to do, and then the moment that they do it and becomes challenging and hard, they're just like, oh, I don't want to do this is too hard, I just can't do it, you know. Well, the more that, you know, you tell yourself you can't do something, the more you're going to start to believe it, and the more you're prone to just essentially giving up and just not doing it in the end. You don't have that problem. And you know that you can't have that problem if you want to accomplish and achieve whatever this thing is that you want to accomplish and achieve. That type of mentality cannot, you know, exist, you know, in your mind. Giving up is just simply not an option for you, because if you give up, you for sure are not going to reach your goal. But that's without a shadow of a doubt. But with this person, it's like giving up is an option. I think that's another problem, is the whole, when things get challenging and hard, they give up. And then this whole giving up being an option, that's a problem. That is a problem. If this person just were to never give up and just see things through no matter how challenging and difficult things may got, you know what I mean? Like, they'll get to exactly where they want to essentially be in life. But because giving up is an option, because when things get challenging and hard, you know, they just easily just give up, you know what I mean? Then they're going to continue to live a life that they're not satisfied with and are happy with. But it's not right, you know, to try to drag you down in the process because they have this issue that you clearly do not have, because giving up is not a fucking option in your mind. Or even giving up when things get challenging and hard, it's just not an option in your mind. You know that it's not an option in your mind. And because you're so driven, ambitious, and determined, and they're not, and they see that within you, it's like they want to try to, like, hold you back. They want to try to hold you back. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I don't see you letting them, nor should you. So that's what I have for you, my friend. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.